Well, hello, and you join me in the kitchen for another fascinating and exciting journey into cuisine of sorts. So, coming on the back of the roaring success, box office success of Kebab, the movie, and its somewhat shorter sequel, I thought I'd have a go at doing a relatively healthy cheeseburger, because I've put in a good bit of exercise this last couple of days. I think according to the Fit app, I've been pushing out good 3,000 calories of burn a day, and up until today I haven't put any calories in today because I had to get out early, and yesterday I had about 112. So yeah, I've been putting a lot of exercise in this week, and I thought I'd treat myself to some stodge on the grounds that I'm still going to have lost more for the week and I'll put back on. So, to keep the meat down, where is the meat? Oh shit, it's in the fridge. Right, I'll get that in a minute. I've got some 5% beef mince, which last time I tried to make burgers like with this, they were a bit bland and horrible, but I've learned since then. Put some mixed herbs in, chopped onion, which I forgot to buy, and bind it all with a beaten egg. However, oh, the egg's over there, right, forget that bit. Because I already made the meat mixture, and yeah, I forgot to film it. But I also separated the yolk from the white and threw it away because that's all the cholesterol. So yeah, I've got a nice sticky mess, and I've got my little burger popper. I've got some reduced fat plastic cheese slices, because you can't have a cheeseburger without a plastic cheese slice if you ask me. And you can't get those American cheese slices over here because they're full of colours we've banned, and they're basically rubberised salt, which is why they're so addictive. I've got the lowest sugar content Barbie sauce that I could find in the supermarket. Went to me local for these baps because these are the nicest soft white baps I've found. Mainly probably because they're packed full of fat, that's why they're soft. Got me little dinky patty press there. So yeah, let's crack on. And we're doing them in this marvellous invention here, which is warming up nicely. Right, so what you should be seeing after that last cut was a polythene mixing bowl with half a kilo of 5% mince in it, being broken up and everything, and then the white of an egg, because the yolk's the unhealthy bit, throw that away. Normally, if I wasn't diet mad, I'd have the yolk as well, because that's the yummy part. Some chopped herbs, nice bit of fresh parsley in with the Schwartz mixed jar stuff. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. Divide it into 4, because that's roughly a quarter pound then, from a half a kilo, 2.2 kilos to the pound, 1.1 to the half kilo. Divide it into 4 quarter pounders. So, made it into these balls. Here is my fruity little patty press. Has a thing called a slider press, but I assume it's miniature burgers. But you might notice, oh, well, that comes off, and then I've never actually used a slider thing. I think, oh, hang on, that's interesting. How do you do that then? Use your fingers. Anyway, what I was going to say is you should have been seeing me making the mix. Put that aside because that doesn't need to get dirty. And then going onto the patty press. But I've got my camera mounted on a selfie stick with a Bluetooth trigger button on it, and I all got set up. Pressed the button on the selfie stick so I didn't get goo and grease on my phone screen, forgetting to slide the selector on the camera mode app over from photo to video. So I got a very nice photograph of that bit and no actual video. So you just have to imagine my pretty blue clad hands doing the business. I've had to change the gloves, they got really gooey and manky with the egg and everything. But this is what you end up with. It looks a bit boring because you have a bit of chopped onion in it. Red onion perhaps, because you give it a bit of colour. Oh, you can put some garlic in if you fancied that, fresh chopped garlic. And yeah, I think the factory made ones, they put like rusk in them as well, don't they, to get it up. Right, now when I'm doing sausage patties, for me it's sausage and egg, not McMuffins. I normally just grease it up with a little bit of olive oil or wipe some spread around it, clover or something, because it comes with a pack of these. So just for convenience, we shall, oh no, I don't need to do that. Yeah, we shall use these bits of paper. They come with quite a lot of them. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got this off Mr. Phallic Rocket's Emporium for about £5, delivered on Prime. Really good deal. Take your meat, pop it in there, and oops, get your top one, and let's go. Makes the washing up a bit easier if you put the grease proof in the way. Et voila! And instant quarter pounder. It's a bit thin for quarter pounder, but then I think this is, the diameter of this is a bit more than a manufactured burger size, because then they look thicker, don't they? Right, and then the other one, because I can't eat 4 anymore. I can barely eat the two I tried last night. Felt well stuffed. That's good. My stomach has shrunk nicely. I now need much smaller portions. The trouble is, I keep forgetting that. Right. That's that. Right. That. They all go splash. Oh shit. And these go over to the air fryer for air frying. But I have to move the camera, so enjoy a fade to black and fade from black as I sashay down the other end of the kitchen, which admittedly is not a very long journey. And welcome back to the other end of the kitchen. You join me at the air fryer. This is a Scoville 6 litre 1700 watt air fryer with an analog timer out to 60 minutes and top temperature 200 degrees, which I think is fairly standard. Got it in Asda in the January sales last year, £35 down from 55. Really nice bit of kit. I do like Scoville stuff. They're not paying me to say that. They don't even know I buy their stuff. I hope. Heats up to 200 in about 4 minutes. It's got removable drip tray, their patent granite effect non-stick coating that they put in all their pans, and woks and mini woks. This I live out of this thing most times. Really good brand, I feel. Not overly priced, very competitively priced with that other top-end non-stick homewares brand, who we won't say because I don't want to get sued, but I think you all know what I mean. Much more durable, stuff isn't broken or scratched off like the other brand does, so I'm not ingesting that. It says 6 litre on the box, but out of curiosity, one day I filled it up 1 litre at a time from a measuring jug, and I got 7 litres of water in it. However, I suspect that extra litre is the space for the air to start circulating, because right underneath the top there is that big heating element. So let's get the wrappings off. Now, looking around on the internet, because I forgot to look it up earlier, it suggests a quarter pounder burger should go in the air fryer for 12 minutes at around 170 to 180. However, I suspect they're talking about big fat thick ones that are supposed to be less diameter. So I'm going to take a guess at 10 minutes at say 160. So let's get that set there. Obviously I've gone to 200 because a whole load of heat's going to escape when I open the drawer to drop them in. One, oh, come here, don't you dare. And 2. You could get 4 of those in there if you've got guests or cooking for the other half, or you're a big fat knacker like I used to be and had a very big stretched out stomach. Right, that goes in the bin, it's greasy. That's set for 10 minutes. And right, okay. While that's marinating, cooking away there, we'll go back to the other end of the kitchen and do the rest of the prep with the buns and cheese and stuff. And then I'll flip them over halfway through, set the time on the cooker for that. What did I do? 10 minutes, so I want it in 5. 1, No, pardon my French, I didn't say that, honest children, if you're watching. Right, good, there we go, 5 minutes. Okay, another fade to black, fade from black. While I'm setting up the camera for the rest of the prep here, I'll just mention those blue gloves. I find them very good for baking, where you've got to put your hands and stuff. If you don't like getting goo between your fingers, and it's pain ass cleaning your hands between tasks, especially when flour, water, yeast mix and knead for bread, chocolate chip cookies. When I get back on sweet things, I might show you a nice recipe I found, put some of them together. But oh yeah, stuff like that. Oh, and gooey, eggy, meaty mix. Clean as a whistle, just peel them off, chuck them in the bin. They're dirt cheap, so if they all get gummed up, peel them off, bin them, put another pair on, carry on. Right, okay. I'm going to put another cut in there because I haven't got everything together yet. And I haven't got the camera in position. There we go. Using this, it's the lowest sugar content I could find in Asda. I keep mentioning Asda, it's not the only supermarket I need, it's just the biggest one in town. And it's not as grotty and grubby as some of the others might be. I'm not naming names, obviously. Right, whilst the first side's getting grilled, I switched off while I just did a quick bit of washing up. Wash up my patty press. Now, I did mean to mention and forgot that I got that for about £5 plus free prime delivery from the bloke with the phallic shaped space rockets online emporium. And that reminded me that a thing a friend told me after kebab. He said, don't rely on people seeing that you're not being paid to mention these products in the comments, because people watching on a phone probably won't actually, will just max out the screen and not bother seeing it. So I should point out that when I mention a product and where to get it from, it's because you might think it's a brilliant bit of kit. Oh, where do I get that from? And there you know. None of the brands or the places I buy them from are aware I'm even making these videos, and they don't endorse me, and I don't necessarily endorse any other of their products, but the ones I'm using are ones I like and they do me well and they weren't expensive. Right, so let's get the prep done. This is really involved and complicated, just like the kebab, as you can see. Right, Gomph. Now, those of you that aren't fussy eaters, you want to build your burger how you want. You want a bit of lettuce, a bit of some nice fresh onion rings, and maybe some relish, mustard, maybe some whatever you like really. Sliced radish, how does that go? Oh, God. Oh, because they come in packs of 10, don't they? Oh, right, in that case. Sod it, let's make it cheesy. Oops. Oh, there goes the timer to flip the burgers. So let's get this done. There we go. And I'll just put you on hold whilst I go and deal with that, and then we'll put some sauce on and we'll be ready to go in about 7 minutes time. Right, yes, so where were we before we were so rudely interrupted? Yes, they're not looking like they're cooking as quickly as they could do, so I've just given them another 2 minutes on the same side. I've whacked the heat up to 200, and I'm just going to throw this in the bin now. And quick. See, not a lot, so that's discounting the sugar. I mean, I'm not exactly going tonto, am I? There we go. That's that. Back in the old fridge with that. Yeah. A lot of yogurt in there for some reason. Right, and that's it. So just go off and wait for the cooking to done, and then we'll have the big reveal. And I'm sure you can't wait for that, so let's speed things up a bit by putting another cut in. Right, so yeah, I think 15 minutes on 200, 7 minutes aside, 7.5 minutes aside is better, because oh look at that. Whoa. I'm a bit alarmed that for 5% fat burgers there's a hell of a lot of fat in the bottom of the pan. It doesn't matter, because it's not in the burgers, and it's therefore not going in me. I forgot to get the kitchen roll ready, bear with me. There it is over there, look, but I haven't torn it off. Okay. Here. And we need this over here and pop it on the plate. That'll warm the plate up a bit, but never mind. Just so it doesn't melt my nice plastic, not very old thing. Okay, let's get the angle and just give it a squeeze. Oh, there's a little bit coming out, but not a lot. That's good. And onto there and over onto there. There we go. Let's get as much of that unhealthy shape off as we can, and I apologise for my momentary lapse of reason there and letting out the odd expletive, but they're looking pretty good for amateur burgers. I do like that patty press. I usually make sausage cakes out of it to make sausage and egg, not muffins, but oops, sorry, got kitchen unit in the way there. There we go. And onto the oily rag. There we go. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to watch what I'm doing and not what the camera's aiming at. I hope I didn't show you anything untoward there. Say like I'm not stood here in my skivvies and everything. I am dressed below the countertop, but you know, you never know your luck, do you? There we go. That one's a bit flatter than the other one. They both shrunk quite a lot. They were bigger. That's not as big as my patty press there. Anyway, Domf. Very bland looking, but then I guess that's because I didn't put any onion in them, and there's no. I think they put breadcrumbs in the commercial ones, don't they, and rusk and stuff. And there it is. So that can go in there. Ooh, oh dear. And these can go in there. And I'm off to eat. Now, I should point out that until not very long ago, I'd quite happily munch through 4 of those and still feel a bit peggish. But my dieting has caused my stomach to shrink, so I don't get as full as quickly, and it's taken me a while to learn to adjust my portions accordingly and get away from eyes bigger than my stomach, because my eyes are right now a lot bigger than my stomach. But there it is. Oh, that cheese is melting nicely. There we go. You can of course use the cheese of your choice, but I like plastic cheese slices on my cheeseburgers because I'm a purist.